Abbas Parva. That's a curious name, Doctor. Was it in Italy?
No, Mr. Harris. Abbas Parva is a small village in Berkshire. Ronda Circus had halted there for the night on its way to Wimbledon. He was the rival of Romwell and of Sanger, perhaps the greatest showman of his day. Jojo was an old friend of Sherlock Holmes.
Mr. Holmes certainly had a great variety of acquaintances, Doctor. Everything from clowns to cabinet ministers.
Yes, quite. And I rather suspect he preferred the clowns. Where we found Jojo behind the cook tent smoking his evening pipe. Somewhere in the distance, a lion roared.
What's wrong with that lion, Jojo?
Getting near his feeding time.
Sounds vicious, eh, Holmes?
That he is, sir. Vicious. Came near to mauling Jeannie when she went into his cage for last night's show. Take a look around. Maybe you might be in time to prevent something.
What do you mean by something, Jojo?
And listening, waiting for something to happen. Some people say we circus folks are superstitious. You call it what you like. But we always knows when something's going to happen. The night before the big blowdown, outside of Dover, when 20 people was killed, there was a feeling like this, all through the camp. The same way when Lillian Deland's trapeze snapped and she broke her neck. Even the animals seemed to feel it. I tell you, Mr. Holmes, something's going to happen. But we don't know what.
Perhaps you do. Subconsciously.
I'm afraid I didn't get that, Mr. Holmes. That's pretty big words, so whatever it was.
Subconsciously. All I mean is this, Jojo. We are aware of a lot of things in the back of our minds that we don't actually think out. The back of our minds notices a lot of little things we don't even remember. And it adds all these little things together and reaches some rather surprising conclusions. Now and then, these conclusions amount to a knowledge of danger. The subconscious mind tries to flash us a warning, and we feel uncomfortable because we cannot go back into our unconscious minds and dig out the items that have gone to make up the total.
Well, if you can't, I guess.
But sometimes you can, if you have help. Now then, Jojo, you say you're worried, and Jeannie Ronda is obviously uppermost in your mind.
Yes, sir, I don't feel right about Jeannie. Not since Sahara King tried to maul her last night. No, that's a fact.
I see. But she doesn't have to go into his cage again until you reach your next stand. Am I right?
Well, no. That is, she's supposed to feed him tonight. But I heard her say to Ronda this afternoon she wasn't going near the beast again, ever.
Defiance. Rather unusual after all these years, eh, Jojo?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Now it's an hour past Sahara King's feeding time. He's getting worse every minute.
Jojo, someone has joined the circus lately. Someone who isn't afraid of Ronda, but who is fond of Jeannie. Am I right?
Leonardo, the new strong man. He's handsome, all right. Strong as an ox, but I don't trust him, Mr. Holmes. He don't look you straight in the eye. Oh, I'm not blaming Jeannie. I guess compared to old Ronda, he looked like the angel Gabriel. And besides, he's the first man that ever did show her any attention. She's pretty lonely sometimes.
Do you think Ronda suspects this attachment?
That I don't know, Mr. Holmes. I wish to heaven I did. Seems he came home unexpected last night. As a rule, he sits drinking in some pub or other until closing time, but last night he came home early, and Jeannie wasn't in their wagon. He liked to tore up the place. But whether he found out something, I couldn't say.
I wish someone would feed that beast so he'd stop that caterwauling. Usually goose flesh all up and down my spine.
And well it may. If he ain't fed soon, it won't be safe for anyone to go in his cage.
Yes. Come along, Watson. I think the sooner we reach it, the better.
You mean you're going to interview that lion?
What do you think it is, Mr. Holmes? What's going to happen?
I'm not certain, Jojo. But doesn't it strike you as curious that if Ronda isn't going to force his wife to feed the beast, he hasn't sent someone else to do it?
You think he's just letting her put it off until the beast's in a filthy, dangerous rage?
In a killing rage, perhaps.
By Jiminy, that'd be just like him. To make her go in there, and not a chance of
Exactly. And no one could ever prove he meant to kill her.
Oh, we must be almost there. That beast sounds unpleasantly close.
Just around this tent, sir.
Holmes, why are you cocking a revolver? You don't actually think...
Listen.
No.
Help! Sahara's loose! Help!
There they are. Sahara's out of the cage.
Shut her down. In her face. Stand back, Watson. I'm going to shoot.
Jeannie, are you hurt? The face. Oh, it's torn to pieces. He's covered with blood. Oh, Jeannie.
Easy there, Jojo, easy. Watson, is she dying?
No, I think we can save her.
This man over here, I take it this is Rhonda.
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Sahara must have got him, too.
He's gone, I'm afraid. Back of the skull completely crushed. Good Lord, that animal must have had a paw like a sledgehammer. Look how the claws tore the scalp.
I wonder.
I must say I don't see anything to wonder about, Holmes. The lion escaped from the cage and went for both of them.
Yes, but why not the other man as well?
What other man?
One who screamed and ran away.
Coward! He could have saved me! Coward!
We find Holmes smoking his pipe, deep in contemplation, as he waits for Dr. Watson to finish caring for Mrs. Rhonda.
Well, Watson,
She'll live, but she won't enjoy it, I'm afraid.
horribly disfigured, eh?
Look here, Holmes, it's getting late. Let's be getting on home. There's nothing more we can do here. After all, you can't arrest a lion for murder, you know.
If it was a lion, Watson.
Oh, what do you mean if it was a lion? We saw him, didn't we, tearing at that poor woman's face?
I'm not thinking about the woman, Watson, but her husband. He was lying fully 10 paces from the cage. I doubt if the lion ever got that far.
Oh, rubbish, Holmes. You're trying to build bricks without straw. This isn't a case for the police.
Perhaps not. It may very well be a case for Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, that's conceit, pure and simple. Come along, Holmes. I'm nearly dead for sleep.
So you don't think it's a case, Watson?
No, I don't.
Then would you mind telling me what, to your way of thinking, did happen?
Well, it's all rather obvious. Jeannie Rhonda opened the cage, the enraged lion jumped past her, killed her husband with a blow, and then returned to finish her off.
It was the back of Rhonda's skull that was crushed, remember?
Well, naturally, he turned and ran when he saw the beast coming for him.
And the man's voice, the man we heard shouting for help?
Oh, Holmes, don't be pig-headed. Of course Rhonda called for help when he saw the lion was out of control.
You mean to tell me a man can still cry out with the back of his head battered in?
Well, no, that is...
And we could still hear his voice after his wife's cries had been stilled?
Well, of course...
Furthermore, Rhonda's body was lying with the head pointing towards the cage, not away from it, as would have been the case if he'd been running away and attacked from the rear. No, Watson, Rhonda was facing the cage when he was struck down. Struck down by the man who called for help but ran away when the lion, infuriated by a smell of human blood, turned on Mrs. Rhonda.
Yes, but...
That's why she kept saying, "Coward, he could have saved me." That man could have driven off the lion with a weapon used to kill Rhonda if he hadn't lost his nerve.
Yes, but look here, Holmes. Rhonda was killed by the lion. He must have been. The marks of his claws were left on the skull. You saw that yourself.
Mr. Holmes. Mr. Holmes.
Oh, there you are, Jojo. What does she say? She see who killed her husband?
She won't talk, Mr. Holmes. I can't get a word out of her. But I think she knows right enough.
Here, Watson. Get down behind these bushes, out of the light of that window.
Yes, but I shan't be able to see anything.
Have you no moral scruples, Watson? Oh. We don't have to see. All we have to do is hear. Quiet. Here come Leonardo and Jojo.
Hello, Jeannie.
Leo, why did you do it? You promised
Shut up,
me.
will you? Jojo's here.
Oh, I didn't know. I can't see with these bandages.
Yeah. Told me what happened. Met me on the road coming back from Abba's powder. I'm sorry, Jeannie. You got pretty badly mauled.
Yes, but that doesn't matter. Oh, Leo, we won't have to run away now. Rhonda, he's gone. We can get married, decent-like.
Married? What makes you think I'm going to marry you?
But, Leo, you promised.
You think I want to be tied up for life to a woman with only half a face left? You might as well expect me to marry one of the freaks.
Leo. Leo, don't laugh. It's your fault that Sahara mauled me. You could have driven him off with a club you used to...
Shut up, you fool. Shut up.
Don't you do it. Don't you touch her, Leo. I'll warn you.
Well, listen to who's talking. Jojo, get out of here before I cripple you so you can't walk. Now, get out, do you hear?
Leo, don't hurt him. Jojo, please go. You can't do any good. We get on better if we're alone. Please, Jojo.
All right, Jeannie. But just you let me know if he don't treat you right.
Go on, get out before I kick you
I'm
out.
going. I'm going.
You ought to see him run.
Nasty brute. I'd like to... Quiet, Watson. Quiet.
Leo, you didn't mean what you just said.
Ah, didn't I? I'm pulling out of here tomorrow.
But Leo, the circus, it's mine now. You can habits if we're married. You've always wanted to run a circus.
No, sir. I'm sensitive, I am. I never could stand looking at an ugly woman. I'd as soon as marry a gargoyle as a woman without a face.
Leo, I can wear a mask.
No, it's no good. I'm staying out of here tomorrow.
No, you're not.
Well, who's going to stop me?
I will. I'll go to the police. I'll tell them that you killed Rhonda. They'll arrest you.
What about you? Your hands aren't any too clean, remember?
But I didn't kill him. I didn't know you were going to. All I wanted you to do was keep him from sending me into that cave.
And who's going to believe that? We're in this together. You can't hand me over without putting a rope around your own neck.
But I didn't do it. I didn't. I never wanted him killed. You can't do that.
Shut up, you.
I don't care. I won't let you go.
That's good, that is. Won't let me go. How are you going to stop me? And another thing. I never did love you. Get that? Never. All the time I was after the circus. But now I don't want it. Not if I've got to have you along with it.
I'll kill you, Leo. I'll kill you for this.
Go ahead. You haven't got the nerve. Well, I'm going.
Leo.
Holmes, you're not going to let him go like that. He's guilty.
Cut him. Cut him.
Home tonight.
Here he is, Watson. Help me turn him over.
Righto.
Yes, he's dead right enough. Hit between the eyes. Nice shot.
So, she did have the nerve after all.
No, Watson, Jeannie Rhonda did not shoot Leonardo.
But Holmes, look
She
here.
couldn't. Her eyes were bandaged. Come along, Watson. We're going home. I think I could use a bit of sleep myself.
But I say, Holmes, look here. Aren't you going to stay around and find out who shot him?
I don't think I want to know, Watson. We solved the first murder. That's enough for one evening. Besides,
That was certainly a very powerful story, Dr. Watson. In fact, Doctor, I'd say it was one of the best stories you've ever told.
Thank you, Mr. Harris. I like to finish on a high point, don't you know?
But you're not going to go away and leave us for good, are you?
You really want me to come back in the fall?
You know we do, Dr. Watson. Why, the week would be kind of empty without a Sherlock Holmes adventure to look forward to.
Well, in that case, I think it could be arranged. All I wanted was a little coaxing, you know.
Well, then consider yourself coaxed, Dr. Watson.
Thank you, Mr. Harris. And a most heartfelt thank you to all our radio friends who have so patiently listened to the reminiscences of a venerable medico who was fortunate enough to become the biographer of Sherlock Holmes.